Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK. Welcome back to Chessenta on the southern coast of the Sea of Fallen Stars, and welcome back to Meath, the little village on the edge of Mythmere Lake, winding down from its Festival of Heroes, the Olympic-style event of all of the amazing feats of arms and athletics that were going on here, and a massive welcome to all of you. Welcome in, everybody. It's wonderful to have you all here. Ardana, thank you so much for the raid. Wonderful to see you all, as well as all of those folks that came to us via Ardana from the one-shot over on GM Workshop as well. Thank you so much to everyone that came over and joined us there. Absolute wonderful time playing with Rakam, Robert Hartley, and Tales of Precious Josh as well, and enjoying the wonders of Tailspire and the dinosaur companion new unearthed arcana druid. It was a lot of fun, and we survived. I had 9 HP left. My dinosaur companion had 4 HP left, and we were level 8, so we started fairly high. So it was just in the nick of time that we managed to get out of there. So a huge hello and welcome to everyone who's already here today. Mary Tamagotchi, hello. Ardana, thank you again for the raid. Thamio Phantom, how you doing? Matthew Perkins, DM, thank you for the follow and welcome in, and congrats on the new YouTube drop today. And who else is around here? Soteris, hello. How you doing, everybody? Welcome in. I'm not sure I haven't missed anybody. Midnight Menagerie, hey, how's it going? All right. So, as we are jumping into things here, we are going to say a hi hello to these wonderful players of ours in just a moment, but let's just say a few thank yous. First, to the wonderful CZRPG, who is the creator of this module, and we are getting sneak peeks before its official release and allowing us to share it with all of you, and we are happy to help them out and be supported by them. You should head over there and check out their fantastic Patreon, which is over there. Someone comes clattering through in the background. Sirenscape, what are you doing? And also, speaking of Sirenscape, let us say a massive hello and thank you to them as well. Sirenscape.com for a free 30-day trial if you want sound effects and music in your games too. Not the only sources of music we use. If you head over to the YouTube VODs, they have all the links for our different sources of royalty-free music that you are free to use in your projects. Head on over there. Awesome stuff. Skeptic Lama, thank you, my friend. Actually, very directly. Thank you for that subscription. We do not have the spinning wheel of shenanigans instigated just at the moment. But if that should pop up during sometimes day, we can put one in the bank for you there. A spin in the bank. Okay, and let us. Oh, Hans Half-Elven. Cheers, buddy. Hello, Hans. Oh, no worries, mate. No worries. Babies comes first. A little inspiration crystal making its way over to Carolyn Sturgrove.
Thank you, darling.
There you go, mates. Cheers, buddy. Okay, and let us also say a massive thank you to the wonderful people over at Nathrax 3D Minis, giving all of you this lovely little promo code to get yourself some money off some beautiful 3D printed miniatures. Boom, there it is. QuestJunkiesUK for 15% off anything over $10. Beautiful 3D printing from miniatures from various different sources, and beautifully painted as well, if you so wish. Okay, now, that said, let us remind ourselves what is going on here, and let us find out who these lovely people are over there on the other side of the screen as we dive into today's Chessenta's Tyranny. welcome back. Yes, those kind words from Thamio. Thank you, Thamio. Yes, it is indeed Carolyn Sturgrove themselves, the fabulous Patch from QuestJunkiesUK. Links in the chat over there, who did that beautiful introduction for us. And we have another hot on its heels coming soon, as our summer campaign, The High Seas, is nearly upon us. We have session 0 tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Oh,
it's going to be amazing. All right. Thank you, everyone. If you are not already, jump into our Discord with a follower of the channel, and we'll give you the followers Discord invitation in your Twitch Whispers. If you want to get the first news about the new campaigns, the first glimpses of the new character art, the chance to share your own projects and look to be a player or look for players for your own games in our Discord channel over there. Right, now, last time we were here in Meath, Scuff was off looking into the Jedrick that they had discovered was slightly against the local authorities and hopefully potentially sympathetic to their cause, and something that could be very useful to know as they witnessed them being very uncomfortable with the cookie merchant that they saw being arrested, all those goings on there. They spoke some more with their new patron, who wasn't actually their new patron. It was the same patron as before, but in a new disguise, as they discovered that the little fisherfolk daughter Calantha that had been entrepreneurially showing them around the city during the festival was in fact their mysterious patron Charisse, who broke them out of the prison camp far in the north. And she had been observing them and wondering how they were dealing with the various problems that would face them here in the town of Meth. And pleased by their abilities, both within the contests of the festival and in their apparent showing of character as they rescued a wizard from being burnt at the stake and were showing feelings of disgust and unhappiness with all of the unfair and tyrannical goings-on here of the authorities, all of them already previously affected in their lives by the tyrannical leadership of the land of Chessenta here. They talked with her and they agreed to discuss the possibility of fomenting a revolution, drawing together the various folks and forces that were against the current leader, Shala, and her hired mercenary forces brought in from the outside. And they agreed to talk about that after they'd done one more thing, as they had seen that poor cookie merchant taken hauled off to the fortress that you can see on the map number 1 there, and thrown in prison unjustly. They mounted a daring nighttime raid on the fort. Wild magic was bouncing off the walls and surging this way and everywhere. Reese was increased to large size. There was wild shaping into vicious spiders, and they were surprisingly successful. And there's not too much repercussions, I don't think. I think you escaped basically. You didn't really get seen. There was a couple of guards in there, but you managed to bust out a few prisoners and escape off into the woods of the Daos, there on the edge of the fort before. As our friends Luce and Arius were off creating distractions with various conjured animals and things off towards the docks. And it was a very well executed source of chaos and a success. And you have all reconvened now back at your friend Fenicus's house, which is just between 23-29 there, near that western gate. And this is where we find you. Exhilarated, hearts racing, head banging off the light fixtures, Reese. You are now too large for this building. And we shall rejoin you as you catch up with Scuff and celebrate a victorious rescuing of the folk of the forts there. So, let us meet these fine players. From top to bottom, Scuff, my friend. Who are you in real life? Who are you playing? Where are they at right now?
He's on his way back to people. I'm playing a a Scuff, a law-abiding citizen, a fighter for the right of the people, a defender of the innocents, and also now sort of a criminal. So that's fun.
Yes. Also, defender of the floof from your background as well.
Defender of the floof. I have floof character. Oh, I have to change it. I am defender of the floof. Yes.
No, we just didn't get to the llama racing part of the festival. It's coming up. That was the finale on the final day.
He's the moral backbone of the group. The law, making sure that everyone's at least somewhat within the bounds of reason.
Thank you. And moving on down, recently returned to the group after a sojourn off with the Arcane Force, the secret arcane wizards, as their arts are banned and punished harshly by the new regime. Karen Sturgrove, who are you in real life? Who are you playing? Where are you at?
Hello, I'm Patch from QuestJunkiesUK, a regular on this channel from the one-shot roulettes, from some of the past campaigns, and now as the sassy yet classy, I always say this, I don't know why, it just popped into my head one day and it seems to work, sassy yet classy Order of Scribes wizard as of last session, Kellen Sturgrove. She is at a very interesting point, really, after having last session granted sentience to her spellbook, which now has an identity of its own.
There's a flurry of pages and it rises up out of your palm. Yes, I am Inquisite Scribes with Quillington the Fourth at your service.
Oh, I know, there you go.
And I have invisibility.
Yep. As if my spellbook has invisibility and I don't.
Share, please.
As well as that weighing on her mind, being her goal for a very long time, she's very happy about that. She's also very cautious about the fact that they did just have a ridiculous breaking and entry into a fortress to retrieve a cookie merchant. Whilst also, one other thing stuck in her mind at the minute from a recent conversation, which she's holding on to. She's not really sure whether or not she wants to open up about that yet, but that's at the forefront of her mind currently.
What could it
Who knows?
be? He said knowingly. And last but not least, down the bottom there, Reese. Who are you in real life? Who are you playing? Where are they at?
I am Aelin. I play Reese, the criminal. Resident criminal who's driving everybody to crime, apparently.
So I failed. I failed on the overlay. I didn't put you next to each other.
Yeah,
I apologize.
exactly.
I apologize.
I mean, this is like the devil on either shoulder of Kellen right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Reese is large and would like to be normal sized again.
Please. Here you go. Let me represent this properly. Loom over Caroline. Sorry, Caroline, I forgot your name there. Okay, thank you very much. And yes, we have a big swell Reese, and our friends have returned. So, Phenicus kind of sighs exasperately. He's like, more runaways for the house? Luckily, this old place has plenty of rooms, plenty of dust to match, but everyone, please make yourselves at home.
Quick question before we send everybody on their way. I know you're probably tired and whatnot. What was everybody in for?
Good question. The cookie merchant, because of the worshipping of false gods, as they were a follower of Wakim, and that's you remember you'd seen the symbol when you met them the first time, and then I forget how many others was in the cell with them. Was it like two others?
It was three in total.
Three?
So another two.
Yeah.
Okay, the others. One of them would have been for loudly protesting the lack of banquets provided with this year's festival, and railing against the inadequacies of the government for not being able to provide the usual levels of celebrations.
Wow, that got very true to life for someone in the UK right now.
I apologise. You know what to throw up if it's ever too much. Stop. And the other ones, one of them was the owner of a successful bakery and refused to sell to the state, and they were discovered to be plotting rebellion as a large cache of arms was found in their grain cellar. But they swear there was nothing there before the Jedricks came searching. And the Jedricks did come searching with a big bag of something.
Clearly, the Jedricks just don't like bakers. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, seems so.
Hey.
Baker is a dangerous task, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in this world, a baker's dozen is the 12 years that you get sent down for if you refuse to sell your bakery. Yeah. And the third accidentally lost control of some animals they were herding, and they stampeded through a military parade of the Jedricks on the opening day of the festival.
So that's the fall guy for last night's actions then.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he's doing it again from inside the cell. How's he doing it?
Mm.
I think that'll do. There you go. I think those seem like suitably over-punished things.
Kaelin sort of like rushes straight in. Will barge past people if she has to, and she'll sit over in the far corner with her book Inky in her hand, not opening up just yet, just looking down in contemplative thought at it.
Okay. Inky's like, my eyes are up here.
You have eyes?
It's a mimic. It's just like,
Oh God.
No. Okay. So the diminutive form of Calantha also comes running through, and even as they cross the threshold, they start to just like stretch and move, much like Reese did as they increased in size, and they change into the form of Cherise. Well, that was eventful.
You could certainly say it was, yes. I'm surprised it worked.
Yeah, same, to be honest.
What was Scuffy at this
our,
point, just so I know?
Say again, sorry?
What would Scuffy at this point, just so I know?
Had you arrived back, or are you about to arrive? It's up to you, my friend. What would you like?
So this is they're currently in the townhouse we've been using, right?
Yes.
Yes. I assume Scuff would return there when he's done with his investigation.
Okay, so you arrive after them.
Yeah, sure. It's fine.
Okay. Now they were doing this during the night. So what kind of investigation into this Jedrick were you doing at night?
He'd be trying to sneakily SEM. He's been learning from Reese over this, you know, seeing what Reese does. He's gonna try to have a secret conversation with this person during the night, because that's when no people are outside, except for guards.
Okay.
Patrolling the streets and stuff.
Well, that's nice. Inadvertently, very nicely gives us a smooth segue into the next part of the adventure, because Therese lets you all know here that the next step of the operation in securing this town, Meath, as a base of operations, is to gather intelligence and find the resources that you need to take over the town and ultimately take the fort from the Jedricks. so that you have this as your base of operations for the rest of the activities, throughout the country. And the first part that is suggested by Charisse for that is the gathering of information stuff. Now, could you please give me an investigation or insight check?
Yes, I will do that as a insight check.
Okay.
And that would be a 7.
A 7. Okay. Let's look here.
So, Scuff definitely just nods along. He understands. Definitely.
Okay. So, you, unfortunately, with that 7, are not able to find more information than you already had on that that one guy. What was his name? Hang on, let's grab it. Jetrius, I think was his name, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Just double checking here. Yeah, he was the one. He was the one who was at the arrest, but was against the state. So you found out his name and his rank, and the times that he was on duty. But beyond that, like you're finding where he was like kind of like off duty and things like that, you do not manage with that, I'm afraid. But there is the chance to do that again later. Now, when you are investigating these things, there is a very small chance that suspicions will be aroused. Scuff, could you roll me a D100, please?
Oh boy.
Yes, I can. I would ask if I cannot, but I assume you wanted. It's an 87.
87. Okay, that's good.
Is it though?
Good for who?
Usually favors us.
Okay. Our little druid fae buddy is going to be jumping in just a second here, folks. So when if the overlay gets a bit squirrely, excuse me. Do excuse. Right. Okay. So you return and you find the others back, and I don't think have you seen Carolyn yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Scuff was the first person Kelly spoke to.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Just as he left.
Yes. But Llama didn't get the chance. So. Llama,
No.
if you would like to.
Hi. You disappeared. Why are you here?
Yes. Long, complicated story. Are you all right, darling? You look a bit flustered.
Yeah, I'm just not used to being out this late.
Yes. More. Not really a night owl, are we? I can understand that.
No, I usually. Well, he looks around. I usually get up in like 3 hours, so. Yeah.
Oh,
this is
I see.
Not my thing.
Well, feel free to come in and relax now. It's all fine.
There's a lot of people here.
Yes,
Jailbreak.
another long and complicated story. A perfectly legal jailbreak, isn't that right, Reese?
It's
Yep.
Reese. It doesn't surprise me.
Okay,
Like a
I'm
cop, at
still.
least.
I'm still getting to know this one. Yes,
Yeah, don't take the tips from him, and it.
I don't know. I am slightly curious.
There's.
We'll see.
Well, I've come to know Reese is pretty helpful in some situations.
Nonetheless,
So-
it is wonderful to see you again.
I never understood what happened to you. Where did you go? You just
Um,
disappeared in some buff.
Yes, that was not intentional on my part, shall we say. I was the person we rescued was someone who was aware of me and who was looking for me, evidently, and they brought me elsewhere. I assumed what they were doing was some sort of advanced arcane ritual that would bring us all to safety, when in fact it just took me away from you all. So I do apologize for that. It's my intention to abandon you. She'll make amends for that in the days to come, I'm sure. But yes, I was brought away to another place, quite far away, somewhere I had. Let's just say I had escaped this place right before I met you all for the first time. So it was a bit of a unwanted return journey, so to speak.
So you can give a warm smile and say, "Well, I for one, am happy you're back."
Wonderful. The feeling is very mutual.
Yeah. I'm tired.
By the way, meet Inky, and I'll hold up the spell book.
You name your book?
Well, what's wrong with that? A pleasure to meet you.
He's just like wide-eyed staring at this talking book.
Do the covers like flap?
I mean,
is it just telepathic?
I mean, technically, Inky is your NPC now, John. So it's entirely up to you. I'm giving you full 100% creative ruling on all of this.
No, we're not going full Sesame Street on this.
Yeah, Scuff definitely doesn't even address the book. He just looks directly at him.
He's like, "Do you know your ABCs?"
Yes. It's this. So I've been working on this for a long time. It's something that's never been done before. I have, as you can see, I'm excited just to talk about it. I granted sentience to my book, my spell book.
Messed up.
I wouldn't specifically say that. No. But it wasn't. It was something I've messed up a lot in the past, shall we say, but finally got it right. But yes, it's a living being. It's live. It named itself. It's early days, but oh, the possibilities, Scuff. The possibilities of this.
I fail to grasp the possibilities of a talking book.
Well, I'm sure over time he will tell you all about it.
Yeah, but the main purpose of a book is to write in it. If it's a living, breathing book, then wouldn't that hurt? I see so many flaws with this.
A rather good question. Inky, does it hurt when I write into you?
No, just tickles a little.
Oh, okay, so it's pleasurable.
That's even worse.
Is not the committing of knowledge to the page always a pleasurable thing?
Well, certainly for me, I would absolutely agree, but just look around at the rest of the room. Like, was it something I said? You're all filthy, all of you.
Loose
whatever
wanders
you do
into
with
the
your
room.
Keep me out of that.
Loose.
What did you do? Whatever it was, it worked. But still, what was it?
A little bit of love. I don't know what that means. I've got an American accent all of a sudden. Tender loving care. Mm.
Sorry, Emma, you are loose, and Darius, go. It's like, do you do sock puppet? I disapprove of everything you are doing. I'm sorry. I don't like these people.
Oh, we need hand puppets.
Oh, no, as evil do. Thank you, mate. And thank you for Phantom giving Scuff the inspiration he so sorely
You
needs.
can't think.
Which I don't have on this overlay, actually.
Yay.
Hang on.
Thank you, Phantom.
Let me put those back. There we go. Just poor little Loose. uninspired. It's because Emma has inspiration for all of us.
Yay!
Yeah,
huzzah.
I'm here to
Inspired.
shake up the game.
Hey everyone, this is Emma City Art. If you're unaware, she's a fabulous artist and is working on something for us right now. And we have seen preliminary sketches, and they are excellent.
You want to see my new sketchbook very quickly? It's really funny.
Yes, we do.
So if my artwork is terrible, I'm a very bad person.
Wow.
I just thought that was neat.
Ruth.
Um,
No, not true at all.
anyway, I told you all you need to know.
Hey Mike, how you doing, mate? Okay, thank you. But thank you for joining us. A pleasure to see you as always.
I'm here to cause havoc and wreak chaos.
It's nighttime.
Never.
Have a long rest first.
Gotcha.
Snoozles. Okay.
That makes sense why I'm awake, because I don't want to sleep ever.
So yes, all of you, and there's Lucy's inspiration. There we go. The whole gang is here now. Where should I put yours, Luce? Put it up. There we go. I know that gif. Okay. Right, there we go. Thank you. Our good friend Grim Samson facing off against Jar Axel in the mountains of the north of Faerun, as he is. Okay. Actually, Emma, because it's Mike.
Yeah.
So we were just laughing how Jar Axel's now after his new character when it was Pistol that stole all that gold from Jar Axel.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant.
Oh.
Easy.
What the hell's going on in here? Well, I'll tell you,
The
Kyle.
thread of
The
chaos.
adventurers have busted a cookie merchant from jail, as well as a couple of other wrongly imprisoned folk, and they have returned to their secret hideaway, the house of Dampier, named
I like
Felix.
Shepherd. Shepherd's nice.
Yes.
I take extensive notes. I need to open my notebook.
And your
Has
DM
anything
thanks
funny
you.
happened?
We were
You
just
guys mustered a laugh.
We just briefly went over Scuff had asked Kerlin what happened, and she briefly went over that. I'll do it. I'll do a quick recap of what I said.
Great.
Kerlin basically explained that the person that we rescued recognized Kerlin, and Kerlin's assumption was she was going to teleport everyone to safety, when in fact she was just teleporting her, and she had taken her back to the place that she had escaped right before she met everyone for the first time.
Okay.
So it was somewhat of an unwelcome arrival there, and that's
Okay.
all she imparted at that point.
Lovely.
There you go. And then Inky surprised Scuff by talking. The sentient book.
Yes.
And then we murmured about the pleasurable
Well, yeah.
side of being Britain.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay, and so there you go. Luce wanders in. Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
And it's like wanders through to the kitchen.
I'm going to go get some cookies from the cookie merchant.
Yes, she's.
Yeah, we've freed you now. Bake.
Bake for us.
Didn't you know that's illegal?
I have for some reason a bag of hockey pucks. you don't know why. I'm not going to put those in any cookie dough.
She is now furiously gratitude baking in the kitchen. As you do. All right. So, Phenicus starts to get excited as the sleeping hour approaches, and he starts to think about all those delicious dreams, especially Lucy's nightmares. The tastiest. Nom nom nom.
Yum yum.
It's like eating, Indian food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Spicy.
Is that your favourite cuisine?
And
I like Korean. I could eat kimchi every day for every meal.
I don't think I've ever had
Lily,
it.
Lily
Well,
would be upset because she can't have chili.
go to Korea because they do that.
Oh,
we were
literally.
there for 19 days and we had kimchi 3 times a day.
I would do it. Easy.
Okay, right. So all of you do drift off to the various parts of the house as Phenicus kind of wanders around in a kind of baroque evening soiree as his long lace cuffs
It's
reflect.
just gonna go and collapse. He's been up way too long.
And Fennicus just like leans up against your doorpost. Ah, that's the good stuff. As he enjoys siphoning off people's dreams. He is not a blood-drinking dampier. And you may all take the benefits of a long rest, replenish any spells or anything that went off a-wandering.
We sleep. Day 9, fellas.
Kaelin does not sleep very well, so
Fair.
he probably has quite a good meal from Kaelin's dreams slash potential nightmares slash other
I think
miscellaneous.
whichever is the lightest sleeper is awoken at one point in the night. Where it's just like, there's like a scraping across floorboards. It's like, and you could just whoever like if you investigate, you just see
Definitely
Fennicus.
loose.
Loose
And
investigates.
wake up and meet each other in the corridor.
No, Fennicus is just dragging a comfy armchair to the corridor that's slap bang in the middle of all the bedrooms, and he just sits down and just like lies back.
I kind of imagine like Kaelin waking up in the middle of the night and just seeing like Fennicus stood over her with a straw. He's like, "Go back to sleep."
All right.
You
And-
waking up is the equivalent of a huge chunk of ice in a beautiful smoothie. Just interrupts the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no. But you do awake the next morning with daylight streaming through the curtained windows. A angry patrol of guards does not come by the house, thanks to Scuff's D100 roll there, and you are sat around a table laden with fresh baked cookies and other more traditional breakfast fare, and
Some of them have rocks in them. Yes.
okay.
Yes, which ones?
What's the
And then give me
percentage?
your teeth
What's
if
the
they break.
percentage chance of extras?
That's up to you, John.
Rocklet chip cookies.
Rocklet chip. I'm adding that to his list of pranks. I have a list of pranks.
Just out of curiosity, I just rolled a d20 and got a 3, so I definitely get one of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your tooth, please. When it breaks.
Oh,
Well, I think I'm safe.
One of Kaelin's teeth is now in my inventory.
sure.
Yikes.
Why not?
I feel like we're gonna have Luce become a witch at some point. Like do blood magic on things.
Okay, now, as you were sat around the table, the various other folks bustling here and there and making themselves useful to pay their hiding fee. You are all being addressed by Charisse, who is sat at the edge of the table, not at the head of the table or anything like that, just at one of the sides with all of you, and she's pointing out her ideas and asking for your ideas with the how to proceed. So basically, she suggests that you need to keep as low a profile as possible, so not to be seen, like moving around in big threatening groups too much, especially after the festival finishes.
Kaelin will just look at Luce, and then at the very large Reese, who is still large.
Hey, Reese, you're still super big, you know?
Also, Reese looks like a Goliath this morning.
Yes. There you go. Perfect.
Reese? Would you like a cookie, Reese?
Reese takes a cookie and just dissects it and only eats the cookie bits.
But the rocks are so nutritious. All those minerals that you need for daily life. And Charisse suggests that the way forward is to gather as much information as possible, such things such as finding out which members of the local populace might be sympathetic to the cause more than others, identifying the various Jedricks, their routines, their names and things, and studying the layout of the town as well for if you are needing to make a swift escape at any point in the future. Imagine that. I don't know.
Must ferment.
So, let's have a look here. How would you like to proceed with that? Do you have any ideas yourselves? She asks.
Luce puts up his hand.
You do not need to do that, Luce. Just share your ideas. We are not in school.
So, like, okay, what if we had a fireworks party on the dock?
The same place you lit up with conjuring
Fire.
animal flame
And animals.
last night.
Yeah. We can get on a boat, put the fireworks on the boat, and then explode them up, and then we can use magic to write a slogan in the sky. Something like, eat rocks,
Do you do
Gedrix.
Is that a spell you can do? That's a new
I
one to
don't
me.
know. Maybe there is some kind of pyrotechnics expert around who would be able to make fireworks that write things. I have no idea. I'm just spitballing ideas. Spitballs. That would be fun.
Well,
I've read that.
if you do that, I'd definitely be on the ground, like listening to people and hearing things. I'm sure Reese can teach me a thing or two about spying on people, listening in.
I just
Stares over at Roost.
let's really please stop drawing attention to it. I just
What about a parade? Very low key, no fire. And Reese can be one of the parade. We can dress Reese up as like a parade float.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
These-
we could
like a
then,
mascot.
These
and
are
then
all fascinating
we could have,
ideas,
like, a
but
pinata that explodes with pamphlets about our cause.
to what end? You're moving it too fast, Luce. We cannot do anything so brazen so quickly. We will all be arrested and executed on the spot.
map of the city, guard rotations seems to be a good idea.
Thank you.
Okay. Crosses all of his ideas. The way he's been writing
Scrubs out
angrily.
of 3 pages.
I didn't want to do it anyway.
Those are good distraction ideas. We might need them.
I was going to say the same. Yes. Were we to
There
need
might
a
be-
distraction, Luce, you would be the first person we come to.
Really good at finding distractions from bigger problems.
If I know a place where people usually spill their guts and talk about things, it will be local taverns and bars.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
I would be interested in visiting the poorest parts of Meth, to just speak to the people at the very bottom, learn their experiences, and if there was ever anyone feeling rather rebellious, I'm sure they would be at the bottom rung of society.
Definitely think some of us should go visit farmers and fishermen too. There used to be a banquet during these parties. That's ended. I'm sure there's something there.
Great. These are wonderful ideas. The areas outside the north gates, Carolyn, are probably what you're most interested in. And you remember, as you arrived, you saw the areas outside, huddled up against the walls in the north gates. There was a kind of a shanty town there, and then Scuff all around Meth are all of these farms. All the number 16s there. And beyond that as well, these are just the closest ones. And again, she jokingly points out that one tavern that you've been recommended to go to like 5 times.
No,
It's the
never.
worst. The fish is.
Guys, I've really heard bad Yelp reviews about that place. I think be a mistake to go there. Let's go to somewhere else entirely.
I
What
just-
do you think?
I just feel like it's been hyped up so much at this point that if we actually go there,
We're only
it's
going to be
just
disappointed, you know?
Yeah, you know.
Luce only goes to places before they're famous.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luce, you were saying about the Yelp thing there. I was getting Sam Riegel flashbacks. So much.
I'm really... I just rip off all my jokes from Critical Role. And
Hey,
what can I say?
in these days, recycling is key. Okay, right. And a very, very high form of flattery. So, as you are discussing these ideas, what is the plan for today? Who would like to... Are you going to focus on those things you just mentioned?
Before
Yes.
I do anything, I
Mhm.
just want to pull Therese to one side and just say,
Yes, kid.
I know Justice is still recovering. How many days do you think before he would be before they'd be well enough for a discussion, so to speak?
And she looks past you. Phenicus, what does the nurse say? You turn. Phenicus is there in like a white pinafore, like apron, with just a bundle of bandages. And it's just like, what quest? They are making excellent progress. I am going to apply a poultice. They walk off. Soon. I mean, you can talk to him anytime you like.
I mean, it's probably a good idea. Kaelin, have a catch up with him.
Yes, there's just one matter I need to discuss, but if you just indulge me for a moment, I'll be back momentarily. We'll just bolt towards the room where he is in.
Okay.
In fact, just to add a bit of potential chaos, because why not? Kaelin will hand Inky to Luce and say, just hold on for just a moment. Be right back.
You shit stirrer. Hi, Luce.
Inky, I'm a vampire. Write it down. Record it.
You have to. I can't write him myself. Ow! Just write
Can't
into the
write.
pages. You don't have to engrave.
Remember, Inky, it's a joke, not a lie.
I'd forgotten that. Well remembered.
Can
You
Inky make an insight check?
As Luce and Inky
Writing
are
down the rocklet cake recipe.
discussing the intricacies of the newly discovered possibilities for pranks to be had, Carolyn, you quickly make your way up the stairs towards the bedroom where one Justius the Salon is recovering.
Justice, hello. How goes the recovery?
Good. Thank you. Although my time in the fort was a harrowing one.
Yes, I can.
Here you
imagine
have
so.
rescued some others from the same fate.
We did, yes.
Then
Just a bunch, but still a bunch.
you, as your friends before you, have our thanks.
Yes, well, we do it because it's right, not because we want to be thanked. But I don't want to take too much of your time, but I can't help but think back to the conversation we had yesterday.
Yes.
Has something happened? Has something happened to Edmund Sturgrove that I need to be aware of?
What?
She will like move forward and get very close, and you'll be able to see that she looks tense. You said that he was sorely missed. I didn't like the sound of that comment. If there's something you know, I need to be aware. Last I saw, he was alive and well.
The arcane force do so like their secrets. I take it Aglionike and the others did not talk to you?
No, but unless you wish to drag your recovery out further, I suggest you to stop talking now, because I'm not okay right now. Let's try and fix that. Please indulge me with your knowledge.
I will happily talk to you about it, but whilst you're at a stage of merely conjuring talking books, I would be careful with your threats.
I gave up being careful a long time ago. If you knew anything about me, you would already know that.
That's why Aglionike was looking for you. Bring you into the fold again. Stop you ruining the whole thing, everything that's been worked for. Everything your father worked for before he was taken.
Taken by who?
Who do you think? Sharla. The goons in the capital.
Helen will just pause for silence, and then she'll take something off a nearby table, like a vase or something, and will just throw it at the wall, and then sit back down. Not at him, just away to the side.
Yeah, he just like closes his eyes and like shies away from the violent outburst, having experienced several of them. Hey, cheers, Matt.
I would have... I'm not angry at you, but I would have thought I'd have felt it if something had happened to him.
Maybe you would. Perhaps he is alive and well.
I sincerely hope he does remain alive, because I don't care if it's Shala or anyone else in this damn country. If I find out anyone has murdered my father, then a tyrannical regime will be the last of their concerns.
Yes. Luckily for us and Charisse and her cronies, Shala has left many people thinking that way.
Well, then I best go and make some friends.
Yes. But be a little more discreet than I was, eh?
I can certainly try. I'll get up and leave him to recover.
Would any of us have heard that crash?
Potentially.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Guys, how many How many teeth do you think a shark has? I'm drawing one in Kaelin's book and I can't figure it out. I'm saying it's anatomically correct. It's not.
Like
It's a joke though.
100?
100? Okay, 100 teeth.
Reduce loose for the rest of the morning.
At the sound of the crash, Reese would have gone towards the noise and likely been eavesdropping at the door when Carolyn left.
You'll probably heard Kellen approaching the door. So, do you want to stay at the door or do you want to?
Yeah, Reese changes his body language like he's about to knock on the door.
Okay. Good timing, Reese. Just getting ready to leave.
Yeah, it was just heard a noise. Everything all right?
Yes, I just really didn't like that vase in there, so thought it would look better in 1,000 pieces on the floor. We'll talk
Right.
another time.
Yeah, okay.
We'll hurry back down to the rest of the group ahead of Reese.
Okay.
Reese just goes and cleans up the vase.
Well, as Kaelin's footsteps recede, you turn to go into the room, and you catch the tail end of Justice repairing the vase. As you see the pieces just going across the floor and up back into place.
Damn it, I don't have that spell.
Same.
I want it.
Reese, watch out for Kaelin, would you?
Reese looks over at the vase. Yeah, sure thing.
She has suffered at the hands of Charlotte's regime more than many. Unfortunately, as much as many others too, but short fuse. We're surrounded by Jedrick and mercenary powder kegs.
Yeah, something's gonna go boom.
I can hear Lucy's ears pricking up from here. Look. This whole thing is gonna be for naught if it's dead in the water, because all of your friends are languishing in a dark cell. Or worse, lashed to a crossbeam with kindling at their feet. Not you. I'm sure you'll slip away. But I mean, escaping captivity, not deserting your friends. Sorry, I just realised how that sounded.
Yeah, Reese would have had an expression.
I was
like,
I beg your pardon.
okay, I see what you think of me.
It was easy because Aelin had the same expression. I was like, no. I'm sorry. My head is still a little interrogated, shall we say. The hospitality of the Jedricks at their 5-star establishment here on the shores of the Methmere Lake.
Well, is there anything I can get you?
Ah, it's fine. Fenicus is a gracious host and a competent nursemaid.
Wonderful. I'll be seeing it. And I'll look out for her. Do my best to look out for them all.
Yes. As soon as I'm better, I shall do my part as well.
Sure of it.
And as our view leaves up out of Phenicus's house here, we see the group of you leave out of the various exits, off down separate alleyways, heading out into the town on your various missions. And we shall find out just how successful those are as we return. Sirenscape was getting too epic. To the streets.
Okay, Luce, I think you've had my book for long enough now. Let's have it back.
But I still haven't finished our recording the precise anatomical replica of unicorn yet. You really have to understand. I know what I'm doing.
Inky,
I know
did you
how many
consent
heads
to
they
this?
have. Sorry?
I said, Inky, did you consent to this?
Oh, it's fascinating. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
I'm concerned yet intrigued, but very well. I may need
There
you.
are some good recipes
So
in
just-
there too.
Hmm.
So you know. So how am I going to ferment whatever it needs to be fermented for this fermentation of stuff?
So I just hope Luce gets completely the wrong idea of the stick and is found in a winery later, just like stepping on the grapes.
Really funny.
I'm fermenting.
Actually, I'm going to roll a d20. We'll see.
Get into the whole homebrewing scene. It's fantastic.
Reese, Karen, Scratch, tell me what to do. I am your humble servant.
Point me in the direction you want and run.
Ain't that just the way?
Right, so we narrowed down going to the north gate to the poorer bits and the farms.
Yes.
So that's one. What was the next one?
Eavesdropping at bars and at like public spaces.
Also getting the guards patrol routines.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Fisherman
Alright.
will be the thing too.
Well, we have one person who is quite accustomed to fish in particular. It's been very quiet so far, but that's not untypical. Scuff, maybe you could take the. I'm sorry, I'm not taking the de facto leader position here in this group. We all have equal say.
I'm
just throwing out
I'm heading
suggestions.
to the farms.
Okay.
I've had many
Fantastic.
conversations with local farmers from where I'm from, so
We all know Reese is the leader.
Well, I shall go to the slums, so to speak, as I think I can speak to some people there and see what their experiences are.
I'll accompany you to the north gate.
Yeah, you think,
Same way.
guys, you think it's okay to like come together at a destination, just to take separate routes through the town as you're doing it?
All going to all the destinations at once. We're just not going there together.
Yeah. So you're arriving at the same place to interact with that location together, but the routes there would be separated through.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Luce is going down the promenade.
It's a
La, la,
main
la,
street.
la, 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 la.
Okay. So, yep, no problem. You make your way through Luce there, and you see the marketplace, number 15 there in the centre, is looking a good deal more, excuse me, pedestrian than normal.
Okay.
The festival is definitely winding down.
Okay. Right.
And there are more regular fare there. It's not all the kind of trying to sell stuff to the tourists before they start leaving. And there are less people on the street than there were during the festival's main days. There are a few like events that are just running over. It's like they had the finals for the various events yesterday, and today they're doing the third, fourth place deciders.
Okay. That's fair. Anything I could potentially store in a cool, dark place and ferment.
What are you looking
That
to
was
do?
great. I don't know. No. How are other people? How are other people spreading the word? Do I see anyone who I could use as a role model for how we must spread the word about the People's Pod of Chessenta? Like
Okay.
pamphlet pushers.
Okay.
I'm thinking doomsday ringers, all those kinds of people. Town criers.
Are you looking to do stuff on the way, or like once you arrive in the shanty town?
I'm brainstorming. I'm just brainstorming. I want to be able to
So while
report back to
we're-
my friends and feel useful.
While we're heading there, I think we all should be watching for guard patrols. Because if we're all taking different routes,
Yeah.
we can all get good and separate information from the different routes.
And while we do it, we can actually simultaneously map out the city as we go.
Those are
And
both
bits and
very
pieces.
sensible ideas. The opposite of loose, though.
Let's
Okay.
absolutely take advantage of my 20 intelligence for this session.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loose. I think one way that we could both appease your shenanigan desires and have a useful piece of information learnt is perhaps you could investigate reaction times to various events by the Jidrix.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna very subtly throw rocks at them and just see how their reflexes are.
Very
Okay,
subtly.
That's one way to do
Spit wads! No, spit wads! I said it earlier. That makes so much sense.
I think you could pass yourself off as one of the local children. He's just a
I
teeny,
will
teeny
chew
fey boy.
one of the pamphlets that is pushed to me, and then see, just custom.
Okay.
That's it.
Do me a sleight of hand check.
Natural one. I'm really sorry. I meant it's just to be a little like a brainstorming session, but it's actually going to be the third prison break in a row.
And okay, you see a couple of Jedricks like marching along the main road next to the market square there, and you think, yes, here we go, the perfect chance, and you start chewing as if like a cow chewing the cud, just like, and as you pass by them, you think you kind of almost invisibly turn your head to the side and spitball attack them. Can you roll me a dex check?
13.
13. Okay.
Plus 4, 17.
Wow.
A bit better.
So, yeah. So you spin expertly and right at the perfect moment, eject this spit wad of chewed up paper, and it just goes against the side of the helmet of one of these Jedricks and just sticks to it, and then but you're completely unstealthy about it, and they just turn and like, what the bloody hells do you think you're doing? And they thinks, get them, and they start chasing through.
No! I was snoozing!
You want, sorry?
I will run away.
Okay, and you start dashing through the people there. Can you make me an acrobatics check?
Uh, 11.
11. Okay. They rolled a 16, so they are closing in on you as you get up this first section of the chase here. But you had a head start on them because you were walking past them, so you'd already gone past them. So they're shoving out the way. They're out of the way! Out of the way! We have a terrorist, a terrorist in the town.
I am not one of those. I'm being unfairly profiled.
Can you roll me a persuasion check?
God, what is this dice? 13.
13. There are a few mumblings from some of the people around you, but nobody leaps to your defense or anything. And you keep dashing through the crowd. Make me one more acrobatics check.
Natural 20.
Yay!
Hey.
Nice. And I only got a 6. So you're like, this is unfair. They're persecuting a child. It's like dashing through. You dash through some groups of people, weave in and out
Wait, you're
of some
looking
folks there,
for.
and dive into an alleyway
Yay.
and hide out in the alleyway there. As you see past the edge of that main alleyway entrance, the two Jedricks just go charging past, and just like leaning against the wall. Whew. Okay, so their reaction time's pretty
bump
good.
into Reese in this alleyway.
Reese is like, amateur.
Hey, bestie.
Okay, so that happens on the way, and the rest of you are all making your way through much more subtly, and make your way out of that north gate towards the shanty town that's there. Just outside the north gates, there are shacks where the less fortunate of the area live. They're flanked by farms and Meth's graveyards to the east there. There are not that many people that live out here in this kind of like low level of lifestyle here, but most of them are employed by the state and like work on the farms that are to the north there. So, as you make your way into those parts of the city, what do you do?
Well, let's go and speak to the people, see what their experiences are like, why they found themselves in the position they're in, I suppose.
Hey.
How did you get on, Luz?
What? No, I didn't attract any attention. You're wrong.
Should we be worried?
Insight check.
Not at all. Not at all.
Go for it.
Because I'm not going to have this good insight for a while after today. Ooh, 23.
23. Maybe, yeah. No, there was some hooliganery.
Well, you're still here, so you didn't get caught, so that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Just remember, low profile, darling. Low profile. Keep it low.
Low,
Yes.
high profile.
Got it. Yes.
Now, the three of you, Carolyn, Scuff, and Reese, could you please make me insight or what was the other option? Insight or investigation checks.
I'm going to use my inspiration crystal.
Okay, thank you for that. The viewers.
26.
Okay.
I love this.
Don't get too used to it.
I know.
15.
I know.
15. Scuff.
19.
19. Excellent. Okay, that is 3 successes. And a very good success for Kaelin. Okay, so Scuff, you discover the areas of the streets and things. No worries, Damian. No, thank you so much. There goes that inspiration right back to you there. Oh no. No, actually this one's for me actually. Sorry. False, giving you false hope there. Thank you, Damian. All right. So yes, as you're making your way through there, Scuff, you do discover certain areas of the streets and the back streets there where the patrols are much fewer and much less well patrolled. The streets in the back there. So the way this works is if you do 3 successful checks of that nature, then you will get advantage on stealth checks later if you are trying to escape, such as Lustrous was.
Good to know.
Okay, so Karen, what were you looking for? Were you checking out the geography or the guards as well?
We'll say geography, I think.
Okey-doke. You, with that very high roll, which part of the town were you passing through, do you think?
Let's
Did you
have a
go
look.
around the kind of lakeside of the main like Temple Hill in the center there? Or did you come up through near the fort here?
I think she would have gone past the fort to also just like on the way see what's happening there. Just a quick glimpse.
Okay, so yeah, I think with that very good roll, I think you find the perfect route from Phoenicus's house, which is again is near that number 23 there. From Phoenicus's house, all the way through those built-up areas to the fort, where 18 is. And you find a perfect set of alleys and little like untrodden routes and quiet back streets without any patrols on them at all. And that I'm going to say because you got more than more than 5 over the DC, that counts as 2 successes. So you do have the lay of the land required for that advantage later on. Reese, how about your good self? What were you checking out?
More like listening for malcontent as going through the streets.
Excellent. Okay. You are successful, so roll me a d4.
That's a 3.
Okay. You are so quiet and so stealthy that the 3 Jedricks, tucked into an alley, sharing a quick smoke break, just sharing some tobacco, as they're supposed to be on duty, have no idea that you're there, and within earshot of their whispered conversation. And you overhear them talking about how poorly run the festival was this year, and how it was a shadow of its former self. And they even dare to go so far as to say it's all Charlotte's fault. And they're also complaining about the mercenaries coming in, throwing their weight around, when the Jedricks should be the main people in charge. And bemoaning the fact that the security of the place and the law and order has been taken away from them by these outsiders that Charlotte's brought in. And let's see here. I'm going to do a quick use of my own roller here. Let's do that. Boop. And it's 18. And then... Ooh, it's a big one. So I'm just doing some random stuff here. 67. Okay. So yes, you also hear them referring to each other by name. And if you got this here, one of them, you hear that one of them is called, let's see here, Radan.
Okay.
Radan, who is going against his name because it means satisfaction. He's unsatisfied with the current state of things.
Are
And
these the residents of the slums names, not the
no, this is still on the way. This is as everyone was working their way through the town separately.
As long as it's not the same Radahn that's the chaotic boss from Elden Ring, we'll be fine.
I assure you it is not. There is... Who else do we have? Camille is another one. Which means perfect. And... of course, how can we forget Tarnish? Which means good.
You know, guys, I once knew a man called Tarnished Tapestry. It sounds like tarnish, doesn't it?
Strangely enough, that is also another thing from Elden Ring.
Tarnished.
I'm getting concerned.
We might be going up against the boss soon.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, Reese, you get that information there and find those potential people to approach later. And that brings us to the outskirts there. So, you fairly quickly discover each other and come together there.
So, I think I've gained some valuable insight. You'll feel well.
I studied the reflexes of the Dawn very, very closely.
Yes, I trust your reflexes were quicker.
Yes. So quick, in fact, that I outrun them when we had a race.
Low. Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
very good.
You tilt your head upside down when you guys do the low thing. It looks like you're going high.
So, what would you like to do here in the shanty town?
Is there many people about?
At this time of day, no. Most of them are out in the fields working.
Can we investigate to see if who wouldn't be working?
Yeah, well, you just look about and you see a couple of kids just kind of scuffing about and chasing each other down the little gaps between some of the kind of lean-to, temporary-looking buildings, and there is an elderly gentleman trying to mend the sole on a shoe where the leather's just completely come away from the sole of the shoe. You see a few other people, maybe they're looking either too old or too sick to work in the fields.
I'll go over to the fellow who's attempting to mend the shoe. Good day, sir. Would you like some assistance there?
Hello, young lady. What?
I happen to be a bit of an expert at cloth making and such. I thought I might help you.
Cobblers. I don't believe it. Do you get it? Cobblers. What?
Yes, that's rather amusing, darling.
Oh.
If you'll allow me.
Call me that, you get me in trouble with the missus. Yes. Pretty.
And I'll attempt to fix it with my hobby of being a what would you describe it as? I don't know. I make my own clothes. I don't know.
Chris.
Yes, I'm a seamstress.
Okay. So yeah, please make me a. What would that be?
So look, what could that be?
Crafting. What do people use for crafting and stuff? It's not really
Something intelligence, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely intelligence. It's probably like a dex-based thing. Maybe a dex check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes like sleight of hand.
Ooh, 14.
Nice. Yeah, you do. I mean, for the quality of the shoes were before they were damaged, which wasn't very high already. You probably added value to them from when they were bought new. And he looks at it like that's as good as you. Yes, thank you, dear.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Always happy to help out people. What's your name, my good fellow?
It's been so long since I've conversed with one. Me, I am Tamim.
Tamim. Oh, the pleasure is most definitely yours, darling.
Yes.
Have you always lived out here on the outskirts of Earth?
No.
No, and he kind of looks wistfully.
Had quite a nice house once. Within the
Was that
walls.
What happened?
And I shouldn't really say this, of course, but she happened, didn't she?
I think she happened to us all, didn't she?
Oh, yes. She's a terror. Sorry, raise my voice. My sons were fishers. A couple of boats. The lake gave of its bounty, and we were comfortable, happy. But it was the wrong time to be successful.
Yes, I completely understand what you mean. Are many people out here in a similar position as you?
Yes, I'd imagine so. It is a recent state of affairs after the switchover of power. This, he kind of gestures around at the shantytown, this didn't exist before. All lived within the walls, and all were well fed and happy. And now look at it.
It would be certainly something if we could return to those days, wouldn't it?
Yes, well, it's not all bad. I've heard over in the decadent West, more than 80% of the population lives like this in places like Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, and the privileged few dine in feast halls and lord it over the huddled masses.
Oh well.
So I suppose we shouldn't complain. The
Yes,
young'uns,
they're all rather silly over in Faerun, aren't they?
isn't this Faerun too?
That part of Faerun. Sorry, it's the heat getting to my head, darling. It's such wonderful weather today.
Yes. Sorry, I used to have a porch, and it got blown away in those last winds. Terrible times. Were you here? Oh, my bones, they played up something rotten.
Well, I'll place a hand on his shoulder, reassuringly, just slightly, because I'm aware he's probably quite filthy. Well, never fear, Tamim, because you never know what the future holds, and I feel a slight change in the wind, if you know what I mean.
Maybe it would blow my roof right back.
Stranger things have happened.
There was this time must have been about 11, 12. It rained frogs. Frogs, I tell you, for 3 straight days. Yes. We ate well that week.
I was going to say you wouldn't go hungry.
Yes, you there, child.
I'm not it. I'm fully grown.
Oh, I've had my commiserations.
I might still have a bit left in me.
I'm sorry, you hang in there. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so basically, I wanted to ask you a question about the obscure weather patterns that you've been referencing. Is that normal? Like porches being blown away by winds and raining frogs. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was a time of unrest when certain mage towers were at odds with each other.
Ah, okay.
Of course, you don't get that kind of thing now. It's one of the upsides of the banning of the arcane and vilifying of casters, you know.
Of course, yes. Those dreadful casters.
God, they're so horrible. I hate them all.
It's harsh.
Oh, I mean, I love them. They're my favourite best friends.
Goodness. Give yourself whiplash, that kind of U-turn. No, I mean, I say they should be able to do what they like. Who is it for that?
With those words.
Narrows his eyes. Yeah, rather straight-backed fellow.
Yeah, but you should be careful who you say those words to. Not everyone keeps the same sympathies, right?
That looks like the posture of the training ground. Have you? He kind of like wobbly steps to his feet, like holds onto his door frame and like brandishes his cane at you. Have you brought a Jedrick spy? You have to tell me. You have to tell me if you're a spy.
I don't think that's how the rules go. But no, I am a spy.
Right here. And he like shakily draws like a wiggly line in the sand. Right here.
Oh,
This is my property, and I shall make all the rules I wish.
Well, in that case, I will follow your rules. No, I am a spy.
Exactly. I'm gonna draw a hopscotch thing in the sand on the floor. Using the line that he made and start using it for fun.
I remember when I was young, we didn't draw it like that. It was more of a squid shape. And we competed against each other for no.
All child stuff. Arius, play with me.
I lost so many friends. Did you see fucking Netflix is going to do a reality TV version?
No.
They stole the idea from Mr. Beast.
Yes, yeah, he did do a version of it, didn't he? Ay. Anyway, sorry, excuse me. Digress.
we do appreciate your time. It's been lovely to meet you, Tamim, and look after those shoes.
You do. Yes, and he kind of like yes, not a spot of dust or puddle water will get in these now.
I shall hold you to that, my darling, and you take care.
I shall be in talk of the shanties.
I'll start slowly walking away.
Yep.
Looking at the group to be like,
Meanwhile, Reese has been sitting in the background, kind of like near, like where the kids are playing, and just starts playing some music for them.
And they carry on a little bit, but they just become too interested, and they stop playing, and they come and sit down around you.
Aww, that's super cute.
Reese is currently luring children.
Not like that. He's just like, oh yeah, I used to babysit, so
Oh,
let's
really?
give them something like fun to do. Is kind of the vibe.
They're like snakes, you just charm them with your flute.
Starts with the rats and snakes. It's like
One time when there was a rat infestation in my fishing town, so I lured them out with my pipe.
yes.
And then a load of
What's,
kids ran and started following me
it's-
around. It was strange.
It's spelt Mirth, but it's pronounced Hamlin.
Just out of interest, what's like as if we're all sort of approaching Reese playing the music, what's everyone's passive perception?
Oh,
Always a non-leading question.
Yeah.
Sorry,
14.
Tim. I'm not taking over the campaign yet.
That's fine.
18. Okay. Anyone that's over a 15, you would actually notice just ever so slightly under her breath, Kaelin appears to be singing to herself along to the music, but also looking like she's not trying to let people know that she is.
what are you singing, Kaelin? You're singing something under your breath, Kaelin. What is that?
Oh no,
What's that song?
no! I just had something stuck in my teeth. That's
No,
all.
you were singing words. I heard them.
Blast. I like to sing. It's just something I don't think I'm very good at, but I do enjoy some music from time to time.
it.
Yeah, sing for us, and we can tell if you're good or not.
Oh God, not in front of the
No,
crowd.
don't.
Oh God, oh God, no. I
Kids are
can't.
a great crowd.
Kids will definitely tell you when you're bad.
Inky, save me.
That's not very low key.
I'll smash Inky shut. Inky can't save you here.
No,
Inky- Inky says telepathically, not caring if he's slammed shut. Inky says, I can't sing with a jot."
I've really messed up here. I really wish I had modified memory.
So do I.
No, it's not.
Look, we've got more important things to do right now than to be singing and stuff. I maybe some other time. You could.
Improving their lives out here, giving them a little bit of hope is not the worst thing.
So, when you say another time, Skip just like pulls his hand towards you. Check on it.
Yes, another time.
It's a deal.
I say, miss.
Yes, Tamir, darling. Tamim.
To me,
Yes.
Yeah, you come in soon. He's like, yeah, yes, Tamir, that's me. Yes. I thank you for, services rendered, cobbling services rendered.
You are most welcome, my dear.
Well, I think this might interest you.
What's that? I'll walk back over.
Just thought maybe something might be left behind.
And he's holding a very ancient, cracked, almost like brittle, rolled up piece of parchment.
I will immediately take that.
It's you be careful, dear. Don't think I didn't hear as well.
His eyes flit down to the book.
I'd like an inside check.
Yeah.
Okay. You're triggering my fight or flight response. Okay. Even with my oops all intelligence, that's still a 2 on the dice. That's a 7.
Okay. He seems fine. He doesn't seem to have changed demeanor from before. He's just
No, let's just say it's good that I heard. It would be very bad toward others who heard.
It appears you are as astute in mind as you are lovely. I appreciate the insight.
Maybe once. There were tricks tricks my grandfather taught us. You know, ensuring a good catch. Leaning towards better weather.
While they're speaking, Scott's gonna make sure that nobody else is around.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Will do. Just check my position. Be a +2. It's a 17.
Okay. You see the kids over by Reese, and you see. I think you've gone into the shanty. Did you go east or west? Side of the gate. Doesn't matter.
East.
You're on the east side? Okay. You see a small group of mourners dressed somberly moving towards the graveyard over on the far east side of the shanty there. 27 on the map there. But, you know, quite far away. And similarly far away you see a group of Jedrick marching out towards the farms on the outskirts.
So Scott's gonna go and just distract the kids, have a chat with them, just to keep them away from the conversation, keep their minds busy with something else.
Okay. And Carolyn, this minor caster, it seems.
Those mage wars I mentioned. Fascinating stuff, really. Not just silly tales. The new lot would have you believe there's none of that kind of thing around these days, but let's just say there's not any towers anymore, but they were built both above and below ground. And whilst the walls have tumbled and the vines have grown, and cellars remain. Who knows? We used to dare each other to go deeper into the woods. See if we could find any of the old battlegrounds.
Sounds like a rather fun pastime, yes.
It is a child's work, but if memory serves, this is where we found one.
And you open it up, and it's a very crude drawing of the local area. You can see Meth, you can see the lake, you can see the mountains stretching off to the east, and the road heading north towards the capital. And in the woods, there are 2 circular markings that he suggests were 2 rival mages' towers that battled.
Fascinating.
Who knows what could be still lingering, eh?
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Not for me. Not with this knee and this back and those elbows.
Oh, there's plenty of life left in you, darling.
Oh, yes. I should bloody well hope so, but it's here. It's here on my porch. Especially once the wind's blown my roof back.
Well, once that happens, I'll come pay you a visit and we'll reminisce on this conversation. Perhaps with new insights to share.
I could introduce you to my strapping young sons, huh?
You certainly can, yes.
Stop letting that book prattle on. And be careful.
I certainly will. You take care.
and you go separate ways, and we kind of stay with him as he starts hobbling back to his little lean-to kind of shanty house, and he's just like, such potential. Such potential. The temptation to go into Yoda is so close. Much power this one has.
Yes. Pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, when we come back from whatever we do next, then I will put him in a little backpack and I'll go running through the swamp.
Yay!
I can be your backpack while you're in.
Yep.
Swing from a hairy van. Okay, so yes, you have discovered that there may be a certain amount of disgruntled manpower, sympathizers, perhaps, out here beyond the gates, and probably a fair amount of muscle amongst them as well, working in the fields all the time. And there are apparently some interesting things tucked away in the forest.
Seems really fruitful, guys.
Oh yes, I'm very curious about this. Yes.
You just hear from down the street, and you get home to your parents.
I am an old man.
Ah, yes. Yes, I hear you do tend to stoop somewhat. What's your skin regimen?
I dunk my face in seawater every morning.
Ah! He starts hobbling towards the shore.
Just
Hold
dunk
it
his head in.
Lake water will have to do.
Under for 3 minutes.
I don't fancy my
Maybe
chances
you
at
can do
that. I'll work up to it.
No, don't do that. Actually, it's a bad idea.
Don't encourage the sweet man to drown himself, please, darling.
Aris is like,
Drown yourself. That'd be very hard.
Aris is like, do you want me to hold him under?
No. Well. No. No. No, that'd be bad.
Very well. As you wish. It's like mildly disappointed. Right, okay, so, a little fact-finding journey out to the slums there. Where or what would you like to do next? Let's say that's like the morning gone.
Okay, let's have a look.
I am gonna have a head off soon for work.
Yes, my friends.
Doing stuff.
If we'll tag along and make sure they don't get into any major trouble.
Good idea. Well.
Unfortunately, we are short of manpower at work, and I have to step up. I did not remember that we extended the time by 1 hour, so
No, it's okay.
I thought we were supposed to end on this hour.
We got you for 2, and that's good. That's
Yes.
good.
Yes.
We'll see you soon, mate. We'll see you soon.
See you guys around.
Yeah, take it easy.
See ya.
Cheers, buddy.
See you, chat.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay.
My stuff just disappeared. Maybe it's a witch.
No,
Yeah.
it's what happened to me. It's happening to him.
Down the street, the old man's like, yes.
I knew it.
Guys, I'm really sold on the idea of a parade. I also had another idea that was a little bit more logical.
Oh, please do share.
Yes.
Yeah. So this might be thinking way too far in the future, but you know what I'm like. Always planning ahead. Thinking of the consequences. Basically, so when we were part of the festival, from my memory, we were supposed to take part in some games. Now, only stuff actually did, and we never got our athletes' licenses, even though we were going to steal those from the athletes. We didn't do that. But the presence of athletes led me to realize that most of the athletes in this city have weapons. If we ever wanted to foment chaos and bloodshed, we could go talk to
Sorry, who's that?
Not all of that was necessarily accurate, but it was an attempt.
I think it was really accurate, actually. I think it was exactly how it happened, what happened, and the reality of things.
Was this someone you met before I rejoined you?
Yes, Ebernash is a big dragonborn. I'm sure you have never ever heard that name before.
I certainly have not. It's
Gosh, a mystery,
sounds-
surely.
it's a very is it a foreign name?
I believe it's from down under.
All right. I hear they have good weather there.
Himalayas down under.
Okay.
But I am serious.
I've never can't say I've ever met a character such as that, a dragonborn. Hmm.
Reese,
would be
you don't think
curious.
it's a good idea?
I think it's a well thought of idea.
The athletes don't actually have the weapons. They have to be retrieved from the guards, and all of the weapons at the Coliseum are training weapons, which, I mean, if you hit somebody hard enough with a training weapon, it's still a weapon, but...
Well, I assume that eventually we want to actually persuade some of the Jedricks to our side. It's kind of just the Charlotte people we don't like, right? So what if all the athletes were to gather in one place and be like, join us, or be knocked unconscious for about 40 minutes? They might be like, yeah, I fancy not having a nap right now. And then we could overthrow the city and claim it for the people's pod of Chessenta.
Maybe we should
Then
have this discussion somewhere that's not out in the open. I
like
suspect.
in a cool, dark place,
Well,
in an airtight container.
if you like, I can take you back the route that I found through the city, which was perfect for laying low. Do you remember
Love
we
that
talked
idea.
about that
Please.
before?
Please.
So
Just lay low.
yes,
Hey,
follow
no,
me, and
I
we
get on my front and start crawling across the floor.
shall get low.
Okay, so title of this episode with your fixing of the shoes, and now this stealth mission here is Lay Low and Stitch.
Oh, I love it. Excellent.
That's so funny. Oh my god. I will army crawl on my belly in the direction of wherever we're going.
through detritus strewn alleyways. Like, ow.
Ew, this is a bit gross actually. I'm gonna not do that.
This guy's more kind of dusty dirty than squelchy dirty, which is good. Broken wine carafes and the like. Yeah.
Is there an area of the city that we pretty much haven't looked at yet?
That's a good question. Not really. You've covered most things. I mean, down the dock area, that southeast dock area, Arius and Luce have been the most. But everyone was kind of in that area when you went off to the little fishing trip. The area over near Finicus's house and the amphitheater there, number 3, you spent some decent time. I mean, all of these locations dotted around are various bits and bobs. You've been through those parts of the town, but you haven't really visited those particular locations. Mm-hmm. And then there's the outskirts. You haven't really been out to the surrounding areas so much.
Where are we going, guys?
We could actually, since we're actually at the North Gate, we could actually have a look more at the outskirts, maybe. Or find somewhere else back in the city.
Indeed.
Maybe we head over to 14 on the map. Is that like a tavern on the outskirts or something?
Because
Because we haven't had any taverns recommended to us or anything, you know.
No, we haven't.
Well, funny you should say. There's this one place.
Can I break the joke for a second?
Yes, please.
Luke will be like, we could actually go to that tavern that was super overhyped. It's going to be disappointing, but we could
mean-
go.
I think Luce and
The
Aris,
information might not be quite so disappointing.
yeah, Luce and Aris has definitely seen the outside of it. It's 21, so it's that whole area where you were lighting fires and unloosing animals through the streets.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
was
I
just a
could-
lot of havoc and animals and fire and fish and fingernails being eaten and all that stuff. So like
Patch had the same
Anyway.
reaction. We're like, what was that bit? I forgot, missed that
it
bit.
was probably it's probably a good time to go because everyone's going to be like loose and ready to talk.
Everyone's like
Stretching
loose.
tail.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ah-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha.
Well, I could eat. I could drink. It's the morning's pretty much done now. We could get a spot of lunch and go from there. So, sure, why not?
So you're gonna just
Sounds
do
fair.
a quick check of 14 and then head back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So yeah, as you make your way back to the main road from the kind of interior of the shanty town there, and make your way north, you pass between those two big sprawling farms, and you do see most of the people that were not in the outskirts of the housing area there, working away in the fields, with some Jedrick overseers kind of watching over things. A couple from horseback, but they don't pay too much attention to the road, especially at the arse end of the festival as we are, and people are all tending to leave, and there's quite a lot of traffic on the road here as folks are returning to their various homes throughout Chessenta after the festival's end. And you make your way up towards those little hillsides. Kaz, the DM, hello my friend, how you doing, mate? And you see the side trail that goes off to the east towards this large wooden building, which is there on the outskirts of the forest, near the Agnizoidasos, the large forest that is here on the outskirts of the town. Sorry. And as its location near the forest would suggest, it is a Tiklizailo, which is a woodcrafting manufacturing place. And it provides Merthians with various wooden goods, from small items such as cups and plates to larger products such as chairs, tables, and cabinets. The products are of excellent quality, and customers are very fond of the carpenter's work. The owner, you discover, is a halfling, and they are sat out with a chicked handkerchief like spread out across a stack of timber, with some lunch kind of laid out on it that they brought from inside, and they're just like sat up on top of the timber with their legs kicking and not reaching the ground, and just like looking around and just like munching on their lunch there as you approach. Oh, hello, we are closed, but if you have any orders, we'll be reopening now the festival's finishing.
Well, we're just having a bit of a wander out. It's such a lovely day, and
It's such a
I was
lovely day.
just curious to see what was down here.
Ah,
No.
yes, we've lots of curious folk coming in from out of town. Well, pleasure to meet you.
Bye.
Sindirio is the name.
Good to hear you.
Dear. What a fantastic name.
Yeah, thank you. My mother to thank for that, I suppose. And you can see they have a belt that's kind of like clunking against the side of the thing as they move, as they're talking to you. It's got just an array of chisels and like small hammers and measuring devices and like compasses and things. And they are a very skilled carpenter, and like to strive for perfection in all of their things. You can see as they go to talk to you, they put down what they were eating, but they place it very precisely on the napkin. And it's like you see all the bits of lunch are just laid out perfectly and symmetrically on the little covering. So,
Reese would like to stop Luce from doing that.
from Luce, what are you doing?
I'm fighting the urge to rearrange everything.
Excellent. feel the need. Well, we have the fabulous Kaz in chat here. Let us shout out, said Kaz.
Oh,
And folks, sorry, slight misnomer there. The amazing character arts on Candlekeep Mistress.
Yes.
Not this amazing character art. Sorry, that's usually reserved for that, for when the art is on screen. But yeah, that is Kaz the DM's Instagram, and they are fabulous artists that you should check them out. And if you jump into our Discord, give us a follow and jump into the followers Discord, you can see the wonderful things they post in our art channel quite regularly. Thank you for that, Kaz, all the time. Wonderful stuff. Now, he's just like looking at you expectantly, like wondering what you're looking for.
So, well, I suppose how's life out here in sort of the outskirts of Mirth? We've met some interesting characters on the way out here.
Really? Well, there's all sorts in town because of the festival.
Oh, there is, yes, but I've just been trying to get a feel for the town in general. See, I'm from elsewhere, and I'm looking potentially to move to Mirth.
Oh, you'd be welcome.
And I just like to get a feel of the locals, so to speak. So, how do you find this sort of area of the country?
Nice. Yeah, depends what kind of work you're in. Lots of the jobs have been snapped up by the state and things recently. But what do you do?
I mean, I dabble here and there. My preference is in tailoring. I see. I've made all my own clothing. As you can see, I sort of try and style my own fashion, so to speak.
Splendid. Fine work. I pride myself on my my borders as well, and like just as like nice stitching on the border of your clothing, and like points to a table that's halfway carved, and you can see these intricate designs around the borders of the edge of the table work there. Although you'll have your work cut out competing with Nuzio Kala.
Well, that's a name that's not familiar to me.
I suppose you're too interested in the games and such, huh? During the festival? Yes, no, dress well. Dress well in the common tongue. Yes, the largest clothing supplier in Meth. Just in front, it's right on the junction, right in front of the fort. You can't miss it. And you have seen this as you walked by several times. This large clothing merchant right on that main junction, right in front of the fort. Where
there's actually nothing there right now, but it's an empty lot. Have you been to the city recently? It's gone.
I was since yesterday.
Yesterday exploded.
I did hear there was quite a commotion yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, it was caught up in the ruckus, and oh my gosh, the horror! So many dresses just burning on the floor.
People show concern about me being out here near the forest, but it seems like the dangers are within the walls recently.
Really, don't you agree the dangers are within the walls? Perhaps where you would just expect to find them.
He's like, I mean, the walls are built to keep things safe, no?
Are they?
I was not party to their construction. I'm saying, you concern me.
Don't mind my lovely compatriot here. They are just trying to play devil's advocate, so to speak, to the idea of me moving to Mirth. Obviously, everyone who lives in Mirth can be like, oh yes, it's fantastic, we have this, we have that, but there's obviously always a second side to things, and my friend here is just trying to make sure we're always aware that there are two sides to everything. If that makes sense. I'm probably rambling, I'm not sure. I'm sure you have a very busy day.
Wise indeed.
You could stop winking now.
It's like, sorry, it's the sawdust. I'm sorry. It gets everywhere.
Yes. Quite.
You can mention.
Check them.
Sorry, what was that?
You can
Lucy, sorry, I didn't catch it.
do you ferment?
I have dabbled in the past. Mead mostly.
I will also insight check them.
Please be my guest. You're welcome, Kaz.
Mead, you say,
23.
Right.
Okay.
and then 19 plus something.
Okay.
My
23 as well.
my 20 intelligence really coming through for me today. Nat one.
Well, wait.
Sorry.
They seem truly content, and you think from the way they're talking, it seems like they've been fortunate in that the state hasn't shown interest in their business, so they still own it themselves. So
Have there been
just trying
quite
to
a few businesses that have been taken over by the state?
say again, sorry.
Have there been quite a few businesses taken over by the state?
You have travelled from far away, haven't you? It's going on all over the country, I hear.
Do you know which ones they're going after first?
Well, agriculture, and like points with a chisel, southwest towards the farms. Here in Meth, the fisher folk, of course. Shipbuilders. They think it'll be better if they control everything, but I'm not convinced. No, sorry.
I can't say I'm convinced either. But I have been brought up by my parents to always support local business above all else.
Well,
Yes.
can I interest you in anything?
What have you got for a woman of the world looking to make a new home somewhere?
Yeah. Your first set of dinnerware?
Well, that sounds rather lovely, actually, yes.
If it depends. I don't know how fancy you're looking for. With plain stuff or decorated stuff.
I will pass him 4 gold pieces and say, I'll let you decide, darling. And I'll wink at them.
I hope you like to entertain, because that will buy you quite a lot.
Well, if there's anything else you feel I could use for a brand new home, then take that into account as well.
How are you for furniture?
Well, I don't have the house yet, so we could maybe put a pin in it and I could pick up furniture another time.
First time for everything, I guess I'll make you a tab.
Yes, I don't know what that word means, but let's go with that.
And you do pick up a nice set of beautifully carved. This whole area. Those watching, and thanks everyone who's joining us. There's a bunch of people rolling through. Nice to have everyone here. Pleasure. Welcome to the channel. Those who are here for the first time. And he has these plates. Because this whole area, Chessenta, is very heavily based on Greek and Egyptian themes and styles, especially Greek architecture and that kind of style of clothing and things. And that there's that Greek kind of square spiral design, repeating.
Yeah.
There are some plates with that around the rim.
Lovely.
And then it has matching wooden cutlery with that, on the end of the handle, just like on the last square section of the handle, just one single spiral, beautifully carved, like just expertly done, so that any interesting nuance or pattern in the grain of the wood is just highlighted beautifully, and very very nicely varnished.
to bring out the colours of the wood of these local trees. And as we've seen on the map, there are a lot of cherry trees. And I mean, I never really had it like in the real world. The Greek, the Greek area was like particularly well known for cherry trees and stuff. But like in the Assassin's Creed game as well, which has given Christian a lot of inspiration for this. There's like sakura trees all through it, like all the
wow.
there's so many cherry trees throughout the whole place. So it must be a thing, I guess.
I can see one out of my window.
Yay!
Thank you.
It's one of the reasons why I like living here.
See, yes, see a great deal of them when it's the season. Those who don't know, I'm in Japan.
It's them.
By the way, actually, I haven't talked with you guys. Actually, Patch maybe I've talked with since this, but we're at the end of the first week of the latter half of things here. Have you? Did you hear the line that I crossed a week ago?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Did you see that, Ailyn?
Amazing.
I'm trying to remember what specific thing it was.
It's okay. As of
I can tell you, I know the answer.
yes, you're in the back there.
Hello. John has now been in Japan longer than he was in the UK.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Thank you for the reminder.
Very cool.
Yeah, I crossed the line where I have actually been here longer than my home of England, which is
You have truly dwarfed my 3 years.
slightly bizarre feeling, but there it is.
Yeah.
As they say, time flies when you're having a good old time. Or was that effect? Hey, Famio, Assassin's Creed is a great series of games. The Odyssey version is very good by itself as well. Yeah, Odyssey was great.
I was obsessed with Assassin's Creed. That was the first video game I ever played.
Oh, I love it.
Because before that, my brothers would always hog the PlayStation, and all they played were like Battlefield first-person shooters, which is fine. They're fun, I'm sure, but they're not for me. I like an adventure. I like fantasy. And then I found Assassin's Creed, and I was like, what? So I've played every single one, except for like the last like 3 that have come out.
Okay. I'm the opposite way around. I've played all the modern ones. I haven't played the early ones because I wasn't into gaming when they were out. But anyone who's interested, not a sponsor, but at the moment on Steam, there's lots of deals on the Assassin's Creed bundle at the moment.
I'm really glad I
bought
played
the
the
ones.
first ones when they came, like when I did, because I could appreciate them without feeling that the graphics were.
Have they aged well, or do they look
They
their
have.
age?
I mean, even the first game has still like the eagle point of view and the kind of cool graphics when you do with the
Cool.
sword. So
Cool.
that is kind of iconic.
Nice. Famio, I haven't played Valhalla yet, but I have played Odyssey, Origins, Black Flag, Syndicate. Any more? I think that's all of them I've done. Yeah. As a Brit, Syndicate was fun. Climbing all the sites in London was fun. Parkouring around on top of Buckingham Palace.
I really
As you do.
enjoyed.
As you do.
Is it Inquisition? Is that when it's in France? I can't remember. I enjoyed that.
Would that be Revolutions?
Revolutions.
Or was that
Revelations was the end of
Revelations? Was the...
Epios.
Okay.
Oh, really?
This Carpenter
Anyway,
knows a hell of a lot about real-world video games.
I'm just a
I have to
really big fan
kick
of
back
video
and relax
game
sometimes.
times.
Sorry, excuse us. Sidetrack. Although, yeah, a related one is the franchise is a very, very big influence on this module that we are playing. As in, it says in the module, verbatim, if you wish to have an idea of the architecture of the region, please play Assassin's Creed. Which one was it? Odyssey? Yeah, Odyssey, yeah. No, Thamio, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. This is one of the few sessions a week, which is one of the longer sessions, so it's nice to enjoy. It's a slightly more leisurely pace than racing breakneck through a 2-hour session instead. Right. Okay. So yes, you do get yourself some rather fine goods to maybe give to Fennicus with his lack of the need to actually feed people, and then a greater number of people arriving at his house every day.
Yeah.
So let's say you buy enough to feed, to use for everyone except Fennicus's at the moment.
Perfect.
If
And I will hand some out to each of the group because I don't want to show off my bag of holding in front of the random citizen in front of us.
Good plan.
So we'll carry these a bit at a time, and then after we leave, when we're in a nice secluded spot, then we can slip them all in the bag of holding.
No bother. All right.
Okay.
Well, it is a pleasure doing custom with you, and yes, I'll return at some point in the future once I've acquired a premises to furnish, shall we say. You may not ferment, but you do furnish.
And you make your way back towards the town proper, and are heading to the much recommended tavern.
Yes,
Yes,
finally.
we will take the bait.
Okay. As you do so, various touts around the area are just trying to catch the last little bit of business of the festival, squeeze out the last little bits of business that they can, and you do hear several calling out, "Nerastomo! Nerastomo! Some of the finest fish!" And Aris is like, "It's going to be cooked, isn't it?"
I'm
If
afraid
they're
so.
quick enough, they might still be a bit raw.
Do you think they take requests? What is it? What is it? They say in Draconic, sashimi.
Go find your sashimi.
I mean, it saves them efforts. They just don't have to do anything.
Precisely.
Don't even have to gut it.
Yeah. You should talk to them about ikizushi.
I might.
Still alive.
I mean, yes. Why would you
It
wait
might
till
be
it's
a-
dead?
Yeah, it's true. You're so astute, Arius.
Just come on. And-
I will go and get him some fish, should he wish for fish.
So yeah, Nerastomo, this tavern whose name means mouth-watering, earned its name due to its famous and delicious fish. The location is quite simple, much smaller than its competitors, but it still draws many customers, most of whom are port workers. The tavern smells like fish, and that's practically all that's served there. It also operates a modest inn on the upper floor, which is not often used except during the festivals. And you hear, as you arrive there, someone of the staff who seats you, and they're like, "Someone will be with you shortly, just a moment. It's still busy time, just, excuse me.
Are you
Thaddeus!
short-staffed?
Thaddeus!
Are you short-staffed?
Always.
Do you need a hand?
Can you balance several plates at once and remember numbers?
Yep. And also just bus tables if you prefer that.
All of you?
I'm only volunteering my time.
Oh, no, I'm here to drink, darling.
Right.
Can I do a bit of both?
Sequentially.
Clean up where I see mess, and I will drink when I see drink.
Does Luce look old enough to drink to a commoner?
I look grown, surely.
Yeah.
I'm not even that short.
I know. I was just playing into the silly old guy out there. No, in town nobody has accused you of that. And they they insist that you do have a meal first, and they are happy to cater to Arius's needs, and just they kind of slightly furrowed, quizzical look as they just plonk a plate with just a fish, like just a full fish on it.
Still flopping.
It's like, better. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Luce, can I get a dexterity saving throw to avoid the fish guts?
13.
It's okay. Just a little speck of blood on the cheek. And Aris is like, oh, sorry.
This is fine. I don't care. My parents are fishermen.
True. Yeah, this is actually, Luce, the smell of this place is quite nostalgic.
Aw, guys, guess what? My parents are fishermen. Isn't that crazy?
So, you know, I was actually going to say, I don't think I've actually had a chance to properly get to know you guys. Like, Luce, what's your story?
My story? I'm on the run. I'm a baker's son, and I stole 500 gold.
So what's your story?
Didn't like it.
I mean, it was good, but I want to know the real Lucio Lucernus.
Maybe Reese should go first. Give me a
Oh, no,
blueprint
no.
on which to work.
Luce has known you longer.
Hmm.
Besides, tables need to be bussed.
Yes, let's let Reese get on with their bar shift and let's talk.
Right then. So is this going to be a kind of me laying out all of my life story sort of thing, or is it like a fun thing where we do questions back and forth?
We could make it fun.
Okay.
I'll gesture over to get like two beers. Say we could play a fun game where
Okay.
we ask each other a question,
Right.
and if we don't want to answer because it makes us uncomfortable, we take a drink.
Okay. And then the loser has to play Dart Dash.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Okay, cool.
Right,
Obviously, the loser is the one who finishes their drink first.
of course.
Naturally.
Right, we get 2 drinks in.
Reese, you sure you don't want to play?
Oh, fine, I'll play.
Yeah.
Just till the food is done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Well then, Kaelin, it's your idea. You go first.
Where are you from, Luce?
Question. I'm from. I've written this down. Surely I wrote this down. Hey, John.
Yeah, mate.
Can I quickly have a look at the map?
You're from Erebos.
Erebos. Well, I am from a small fishing village just outside of Erebos. It's
On the outskirts of the Adder Swamp.
yeah, next to a swamp, which leads onto the whole ocean situation. And I've split my time between living there and living in the city near a river, always by the sea or some body of water.
Is that where you were always from? Forgive me, I've never met anyone like you before.
So do we get to ask 2 questions in a row, or just one?
You can expand on the first question as long as it doesn't.
Sounds like we're changing the rules and that you don't want to talk about yourself, so I'm actually going to ask a question now.
Fair enough.
Okay. What do you hate the most in the world?
Oh boy. That is a question. if I had to... Well, can I answer this question and take a drink? Because I feel like I'm going to need a drink in order to answer the question truthfully. I mean, I don't know why I'm asking you. This was my game and I made the rules, so I assume I...
Yes, you can.
Okay. Takes the drink and downs literally about 2/3 of it in one go, which I won't do here because it's afternoon.
Is that actually wine, or is it just?
No, it's actual wine.
Oh my god! It's so hot.
If I was to answer your question honestly, in the simplest terms possible, myself would be a good answer. Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm going to go with. Yes.
You don't want to elaborate.
I mean, there's not a lot to elaborate on. I'm just not a very big fan of me, so to speak.
Can I ask you a question? Outside of the game,
Of course.
can I have Inky? I
Can
think
you
we should
have
write all these answers down.
I'll telepathically talk to Inky and say,
Hiya.
I know we're trying to keep this on the down low, but I do kind of want to indulge. Just act like a completely normal book to everyone apart from us. If you need to speak to us, speak telepathically.
But the old fella heard me before.
That is true.
Not Inky, any part of you.
But on that point, if anyone here was to hear you, then they would have heard you already. So we're probably past that point now.
I think there's so much chatter here they would assume it's someone else.
Very astute.
I think it refers to people as someone else.
Fighting an Inky then. And if you don't want me to record your answers, just tell me and I won't.
You can. In fact, I'll show you a little trick. I will put my hand in my gown and conjure my spectral quill underneath the gown, so it looks like I'm just reaching out for a quill.
Cool. Very cool.
And I will write loose in the book, and then I will turn the quill round and just brush it over the ink, and you watch the ink vanish. Okay. If there's anything I don't want in there, I can sort it out. Don't worry.
I will start scribing this interview session. Okay. Reese, same question. I'm going to ask 2 in a row because it's my game now, and I've just decided to change it.
I've opened this door. We might as well go through it together.
Yeah, I was gonna warn you, and then I was just far too curious to see it play out. Oh, maybe Luce is getting to me. What was the question?
What are you most afraid of?
That wasn't the question.
That was not the question.
You're right. What do you hate most in the world? I got it wrong. I wrote it down.
Now you have to answer both of them.
Haha.
What?
What do you
In
hate
which
most
case,
in
so do you.
I will think about my answer to that question while you answer both of those questions.
Well, to hate something means you'd actually have to care. But I guess there's a lot of injustice in the world, and not really a fan of that.
I can certainly agree with you there. The thing I would fear the most, another big drink. I've always thought that the most terrifying thing in the world is the unknown, the concept of not knowing something. I have to tell myself quite often that in my fact finding that if I'm not supposed to, if I don't know the answer to something, then perhaps I'm not supposed to, and I should walk away from that particular inquiry, so to speak.
And for not knowing is better.
Yes, there's comfort in that. It's blissful ignorance, so to speak. Oh, would you look at that? I've already emptied my drink. I best get another one.
Hot dash. One for you. Just remember that.
Yes. Is it back to me now? Oh no, Reese. Ask away. As per the rules of the game. Does Reese get one question for each of us, or how? Lucy, oh no, Reese makes the rules now because it's Reese's turn. It seems to be whoever's turn it is, they make the rules. Yes.
Precisely.
Excellent.
In which case, Luce, what are you most afraid of?
Really easy. Kind of the opposite of yours, Helen. The inevitable. That which you know, but are powerless to prevent. Spooky!
Ah.
And what are you powerless to prevent?
Please find things that are unexpected are just a bit more fun.
Curious.
You have to make up the rules. So what now?
I don't know. I guess whoever asks the next question.
I think it'd probably be back to you, Helen.
Well, if it's my turn, another big drink. Perhaps another big drink in real life. What's the deal with... Luce, what's the deal with you and Arius?
The deal.
I'm right here.
Yes, but you weren't playing. You were too busy enjoying fish.
I'm drinking blood, if that counts.
So you're
Was that
constantly
supposed to make me...
uncomfortable.
Was that supposed to make me less concerned?
How about we save our questions for Arius until we get back? Just so that he has time to think them over.
That is very good. Yes.
I shall...
None of us get that liberty though, because we're currently sitting at the chairs in front of computers.
Yes.
Luce will say, that's pretty easy to explain. So when I was living in the city, I lived with a very nice lady who taught me a whole lot of things, and her name was Aurelia. I stare at Carolyn. And then I continue. And her house was lovely. It had like 3 levels, and one of the levels was a subterranean fort. It had like a little grate where she would receive goods from the river, and my job was to unpack them and organize them upstairs. I was like a clerk or apprentice or something. And one day I went down there and something grabbed my ankle and tried to pull me under the water. It was horrifying. And I thrashed about and almost drowned, because even though I grew up with a fishing family, I cannot swim. And just about the time the water started to turn pink and I started to lose my vision, I was released by the monstrous thing, and it was Arius. And that's how we met and became best friends, obviously.
That makes more sense than I expected.
Yeah, he was kind of like a feral animal trapped in a cage. He used to bring me dead things as gifts, and sometimes living things. Usually I'd try and give those back, then he would eat them, so I stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, how I enjoyed his company.
Well, this is a fun game, but I appear to need another drink. Sorry, yes, I'll preemptively answer another question. Yes, I do have a tendency to overdrink if the opportunity
Just so you know,
arises.
that is going to be 2 dart dashes now. Do you want me to explain to you what dart dash is, or would you like to do the first one right now?
Why not? Against my
Okay,
better
stand up.
nature.
I'm going to throw a dart in the air, and your job is to not get hit by it.
There is a roof just above us.
Yeah, we'll go outside, that's fine.
But we're drinking. Let's do
You wanna
let's
wait then?
let's
Again,
do
we
them
can
all
three in a
after.
wreck.
Yes, why not?
Fine, boring. Roofs are just other obstacles for fun.
So you're saying it would be like playing Dart Dash on Expert?
Mode. Yes. Truly.
So you wouldn't be up to the task for that, are you saying?
Prepare yourself to run. I will throw a dart. My aim is to throw it up in such an angle that it won't hit the roof. But will hit Helen, hopefully.
Okay.
So yes.
Roll me a dex check.
Kellen's gonna stay there until the last possible second. Kellen's gonna play chicken.
Okay.
I don't know. I think you might have a very. I think the dart might be a bit wide. 14.
Okay.
Do I compete that?
Yeah, Karen also. Give me
So what? Acrobatics? Or...
yeah. Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 12.
Well,
Okay. Loose wins.
good win. That you just see a dart whistling. You can choose where it hits you. I'm sure.
I mean, how much damage is it gonna do?
That is 1d4 plus whatever your dex is usually, but I'm doing non-lethal damage.
That's good to know, because yeah.
This is fun.
I'll tell you what. Let's say for slightly tipsy story purposes of Caroline character that it doesn't actually hit Caroline, it hits her clothing, which she's
Worse.
more unhappy about.
Oh, Helen. Such a shame. My turn, right? My turn, right?
I have a very small question.
Great. I skipped my turn. You can go first.
Yes, please distract me from the hole that I now have to repair in my gown, Reese.
Yes. How when you say over drinking, how over drinking? Am I gonna have to carry you home over drinking?
I mean, that sounds like a good offer to me, honestly.
You know what? At least I'll prepare for it.
I haven't had I haven't had a drink for a while, so it's probably going to be quite easy for me to overdrink. Used to be a bit of a problem, then wasn't able to drink quite some time, not through my own choice, and then now we're here. So I guess we'll find out together.
Okay. Question answered.
Okay.
I would like to ask Reese and Helen both 2 questions. A question each. For Reese, I've asked you what you hate the most. And you don't seem to care about that much. That's not an insult, I'm just saying.
No, it's
So
fair.
what do you most desire?
Kellen's just slowly leaning forward.
All our heads are really close together. It's great.
Reese sips at his drink. Well, I guess not living underground might be nice.
As in underground, as in actually underground, or is that a euphemism for like the slums, or
We live in like a cave. Sorry. Today.
like an actual underground?
Not all of the places like that are underground, but I'm very familiar with sewer networks. You can do the maths.
Excellent.
Can your parents change like you can?
One of them can.
Helen, I have a different question for you.
Go for it.
Have you ever encountered a mage by the name of Aurelian, person I said before?
I have not, but would certainly not be against the idea of meeting another one under the right circumstances.
Perhaps under the right circumstances I could introduce you.
And like immediately like lunges forward and like grabs Lucy's hands. That would be incredible. Yes, yes, yes.
So we
And
can help each
hiccups-
other.
Hiccups from the booze. Well, of course, it's what friends are for, right? Yes,
Yeah.
we're friends, aren't we?
We are friends. Especially now.
Good. Not used to that, but yes, good, good. Very good.
Great. Same to you. What do you desire most in the world? Just to finish this off.
Desire. What I desire most, I don't believe I'll ever get. Unfortunately, so the answer probably is insignificant. Ever so slightly out of reach, shall we say?
No.
You really wish to know? I will lay my cards out on the table if you wish. But I thought we were having a good time. I don't want to depress everybody with my woes and.
You? Seems fun.
I will finish the drink, and I will grab Lucy's drink and finish the drink.
3 darts more. We might as well get a target board. Paint it on your face.
Yes, I can. Well, I can't do that, but I can do a stop sign.
Well, perhaps you should stop.
Perhaps. Well, I suppose I was due to be married a few years ago. It's the love of my life.
Aww.
We were going to elope, so to speak. We were going to move away. We found a little place in the area of which I am trying to find in my notes right now as we speak. Where is it? We were going to relocate to a place called Thurick. Not sure if you've ever been there before. Found a lovely little place there. It was sort of by a river. It was an absolutely glorious little place. And the morning in which we were due to leave, to go and wed and then leave, she contacted me via magical means in here. Basically saying that she was in trouble and something had happened, and then she was cut off mid-sentence. So I went to go find her, and she was gone. No trace of her. I spent years looking for her. Another big drink. Then started to wonder if she ever existed in the first place and questioned my own sanity. May have spent a bit of time in a Tyranny, which is an asylum. Then was
Re-education facility.
thank you.
Re-education facility, of course.
Then was kicked out because they said there was nothing wrong with me. I disagreed and have been wandering ever since. I don't know if she ever existed. I don't know. It feels real. You know, it feels very real. But the mind is a gloriously tragic thing at times. It can invent all sorts of things.
No. If something feels real, then it's real, no matter how intangible it is.
And maybe you didn't have the right contacts to find her.
Oh, I tried. I found many people underground, shall we say, who were able to locate people by various means, some of which are a bit more secretive than others. Gave up all my wealth, my belongings. Nothing. Not a trace. Not a trace of them ever even existing. At first I thought it was a big conspiracy, but even if it were, why me? I'm not significant in any way, shape or form, but why would someone go to the trouble just to mess with me?
People do just disappear.
Yes, they do.
But not without reason.
Sometimes it can be an unreasonable reason,
True.
and sometimes they do not want to go. Helen, you're great. Can't imagine why someone would choose to leave you. But I also don't think you're entirely insane.
I don't think I'm entirely sane either. Well, otherwise, why would I agree to a drinking game with you? And the dart thing as well. I'm going to regret that later.
Drink.
Anyways, I need to sober up before we continue the day. Let's call it a do there.
Okay.
Reese,
We'll
any
try-
more questions, or are we calling it a day?
Kellen's going to try and eat as much food as possible to try and sober up.
Nice.
Oh, Carolyn is eating. In that case, Reese will go ahead and work.
Okay. So, as you are either finishing your meal, ready to continue looking into the town here of Meth and finding out all the information you can before making your move, and as Reese talks to the other bar staff and works for a short while here as you're doing that, Reese, you discover the owner is called Thaddeus Zervos, who was a retired fisherman. Who is a retired fisherman. And I think our view as an audience will stand up, push its chair back, leave a generous tip on the table, and stroll out the door of Nerostomo into the streets of Meth and off down the road. As we will wrap things up there. Thank you. That was fascinating just to watch everyone just be in character and talk in character.
This
Wonderful.
is I am all for long roleplay sessions, and also you've had quite a lot of D&D today, John. you were welcome to have a bit of a nap there.
Well, don't make it so interesting if you want me to have a sleep.
That's true.
So, yes, thank you all for that, and thank you to everyone who's been joining us. It's been great. Lots of. It means so much to have so many people here without a single raid, which is always amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to have you here, and thank you. Without a single raid, we got raided before we went live, which is why. I was thinking, yes, thank you to the wonderful Ardana for that again, and to everyone who has spent this large quantity of D&D with me today. As we started in the Feywild, went through Eberron, and ended up here in Chessenta. Lots of stuff today. But yes, an absolute pleasure as always, my friends. Thank you so much. Another shout out to the wonderful GM Workshop for hosting us over on their channel earlier as we played that one shot. Check out the VOD if you missed it. It was fabulous. Myself, Josh from Tales of Pesh, and Robert Hartley GM going through a fantastic one shot over there. And a big thank you to my players as always, and you wonderful folks in chat. Right, so wrapping things up there. Hey, Bellinger, yeah, it has been a while. We are very well, thank you, sir. Hope you're doing well too. Sorry, we're just wrapping up here, but I hope you've been working. If so, good to see you. But if not, we shall catch you again soon, I hope. So, everybody, we will head off raiding somewhere in just a moment. But before we do that, let's quickly wrap things up here and talk to these fine people. What is going on in your worlds? Are you streaming anything at the moment, Emma?
I'm not, but I will be announcing my commission's opening tomorrow.
Yay!
Going smoothly. So if anyone's watching and they want a commission, you can get in early. But if not, tomorrow, have a think. See if you want anything.
Fantastic. Let's see. Do I have just an MO1? Hang on.
Mayhaps.
Nope. Not just an MO1.
No,
Hang on.
that's okay.
Which will be the best one to do. Then I will do the Barovia and Beyond one. That will work. Boop. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone, do head on over to the fabulous Emma City Art on Twitter and get yourself a commission, as commissions are opening tomorrow. Fantastic.
Also, fun news in our off-stream D&D campaign that I DM. The players are all level 18, and we started at level 1. It's been going for 5 years, and we're getting to the end game, and I'm feeling really bold and brave.
180 sessions in.
Amazing. Awesome.
Amazing.
So
Awesome.
much going on.
I've never played in tier 3, so that's amazing.
It's something else.
Sorry, tier 4.
Funnily enough, you can still get zany.
Absolutely.
They're nice.
Absolutely. Congratulations, that's awesome. Okay, thank you. I know Patch has some news.
I have quite a bit of news, actually. We recently announced, after an extended hiatus, that in the month of August, the Redania Chronicles will return for Campaign 3 with a brand new star-studded cast of incredible people, which we're super excited for. But as of yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I don't know, I've slept since then, we have also announced that in October, our first mini-campaign, the Demethran 5, set within the world of Redania on a separate continent, never before seen, featuring some very familiar faces from this channel, 2 of which are on your screen right now, as I am being joined by the fabulous John and the fabulous Aylin as players, as they are set to take part in my little mini campaign of dread and terror and misery and probable comedy as well. The specific date for that has not been yet set, but the lineup is fully announced. You can go ahead and look up on the Quest Junkies social media for all the information regarding that and the Redani Chronicles. And it's just good to be back, especially in Chessenta. You know, I don't get to play a lot of D&D, so it's truly wonderful to be in this campaign and to be given the space for little roleplay segments like that. It's what I love the most in D&D. So thanks, John, for being a top-tier DM, as always.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm just grabbing those two graphics, actually, so you can do another quick spiel
Ooh.
here. 2 seconds. Let's do this properly.
Yes, we can see all these lovely faces.
Yeah. Let's do this one. Sorry, folks, bear with us 2 seconds.
I had so many people apply as well. Like I'm basically everyone that didn't get a spot on either of the campaigns has been added to a list for future one-shots because there's going to be one-shots. I want
to have Harry return for fun for some sort of situation.
Harry is always welcome. Absolutely, after last time, definitely.
Yes. Okay, so first
And a
things
fun
first.
fact, how Emma and I met was in the game where she played Terry.
Amazing.
Excellent. Okay, so sorry folks, I need to disappear for a moment behind these wonderful graphics. So this first up we have the campaign 3. Wow,
Yes.
huge, too big.
It's a big image.
There you go.
Just waiting for it to catch up on my end. Oh, yeah, that's big. Yes, so as you can see on the screen there, these wonderful faces, pretty much all brand new to the channel. The only somewhat returning face is Mr. Pattoons there. The third one along is the creator of the fabulous emotes on Quest Junkies.
Hey.
You've seen the emote of me going, yeah, that I see all over Twitter and all over Twitch, and it warms my heart every time. That's his lovely art. I'm super excited because that's going to be a weekly campaign, finally doing a weekly show.
Awesome.
And then...
Oh, sorry, let's make you. And yeah, big shout out to our good friend Kyle from Play Nerd Allies there.
Absolutely.
Good luck, Patch.
Oh, you don't even know the discussions we've had about about Kyle's character.
Oh my
And
God.
This might be his finest work.
there we go. Look at these
And
ones.
then on the other one, look at all these familiar faces. You recognize these guys? Yeah.
Five
That's-
out of 6 have been poached from this channel. If you can poach
Yeah.
yourself.
I will always poach myself, especially for you, John. Always.
So
But yes,
Patch the DM.
do
some
find
ugly
out.
mug, and
Yep.
four much finer looking folk.
do keep a lookout on our social media and stuff for all the information coming out about both of those. And I hope to see you all in the chat for that because, oh boy, it's going to be good to be back.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, so I am looking forward to being a player with you, Aylin, and our good friend Mike there, Grim Samson over there in chat. I see you, sir. And of course, Sam, who those of you who know will recognize from our Out of the Abyss game. And I'm looking forward to meeting Lexi.
Yes.
Okay,
Exciting.
so goodbye, people. Sorry. Bring. Excuse the alert message.
Oh, they just appeared on my stream. No.
There you are. Right, okay. Yes, indeed, Rakami, I'm looking forward to those. It's going to be nice to be a player on the semi-regular. Elora, illustrious indeed. Okay, right, thank you. And you can, of course, catch us here doing all of the D&D all the time, as we do love to do that thing. Although, there is nothing happening tomorrow online. Well, on stream, I guess. We will be online. Because tomorrow is the off-stream session 0 for a little thing we like to call the high seas. We will be setting sail for the high seas in a summer campaign from July playing through until that Demethrin 5 starts in October, and we are looking forward very much. It's going to be a short run, just 6 sessions, but it's going to be action-packed and lots of shenanigans and swashbuckling and all sorts of ship-bound antics going on there. There have been various things hinted at and dropped, scattered through other campaigns. As you know, we do like to mix things up and link everything together here in the Wackyverse. And
Marvel.
I am very excited for that. There are a couple of people in chat who know an awful lot more than the players do at the moment. I was sprinkling it into episodes that the players probably would not have been watching, as far as the time of day goes. So it is going to be a great time, and I cannot wait for that. But before that, we will be returning next week with all of our regular campaigns. We have Rime of the Frost Maiden as they are on approach to Oral the Frost Maiden's castle, into right up towards the finale here, and then we will be back into Out of the Abyss. They're up on the surface world at the moment, ploughing their way through minions. We're using the Matt Colville minions rules for some very epic battles in the valleys of the mountains up there in Faerun. And that'll bring us around to Barovia again, but not for long, as they will soon be leaving to pass through the mists to the sand and pyramids and god kings of Harakir to try and save the spirit of the Fey goddess of the Forest Thane, whose physical form was revealed to be Madame Eva.
Oh.
Yes. And Lady Vanta was mentioned briefly. Actually, Lady Vanta was mentioned in Wild Beyond the Witchlights this morning for me, because the misty regions between the parts of Prismere, those mists are the same ones that are connected to Ravenloft. So if you're not being led through them carefully, you can detour into Ravenloft. And we rolled randomly for which part of Ravenloft it was, and they got Barovia. So Lady Vanta, on her stone throne in the tower of Castle Ravenloft, spied a swamp gas balloon going through the clouds briefly. I was like, oh, interesting.
That's accurate.
Yeah. And
These live the life.
oh yeah, Phantom, don't worry, we will be raiding into our stream team partners over there, don't worry. And yes, we are looking forward to playing that and trying out one of the new Domains of Dread in Ravenloft there, as they continue their mission to try and return Barovia to the material plane. Then we will be back with Wild Beyond the Witchlight as they enter the new realm. They've finished with Hither and they have entered into Thither for the first time. It is where Colby's character was born and raised. Is our fairy rogue, Emin Pastiche, and we shall see just what lies in store for them there as they continue their journey through the Domain of Delight. And that'll bring us back round to Friday, which I guess has nothing next week. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay, so a massive thank you, everybody. Thank you for stopping on by, everyone. So many people today. It's been absolutely wonderful, as always. But do, as I said, check out our wonderful friends at Sirenscape.com for a free 30-day trial. Nathrax 3D minis with our promotion code if you want to get yourself a nice little tidy discount. There it is one more time. And of course the fabulous CZRPG, who is the creator of this module that we are previewing for you before it is released into the wild. Now, that is all for today, my friends, but of course we will head on raiding, and I've seen there, thank you Phantom, that our stream team buddy is online. Oh, Evan Blair Art's on. We very, very rarely overlap. It would be nice, but no, I shall be loyal to our stream team.
Loyalty.
Gotta get those raid chains going. We shall raid on over to the fabulous folks at Play Nerd Allies as they are doing their incredible, marvelous mythologies, which is where they take various creators of colour and help them create modules to release on the DM's Guild, giving them good, proper editing and art and stuff, and helping them develop a module together, and then giving all of the proceeds go to them, as all of the other stuff is covered by the charity that Kyle runs over there, the Foundation for Inclusivity in Gaming. And let's just head on over there and say, what the hell is going on over there? Because that's what you keep saying to all of us. And we shall see you all again very, very soon. Thank you, my friends. Wonderful as always. But you know how it goes. Stick around for the raid. If you've got 'em, let those phoenixes fly. But till next time, as we say around these parts, we're singing a saying. Bye, Simi.